What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some more entitled parent stories which you're going to love. It's your fault my 8-year-old pushed you when you were deadlifting, causing you to hurt your back. I've never posted on this subreddit before in my life, as I have never dealt with any over-the-top parents until a few hours ago. So I'm an avid gym goer. I've been working out for about a few years now and go about 5 times a week. I try to be as helpful and friendly as I can with both newcomers and regulars alike, as no one should be ashamed about wanting to better their physical health. But today was a bit different. So it was leg day, the best day today, and I was starting to load up the hex bar / trap bar, whatever name you prefer, with my starting weight when I noticed 2 kids running into the weight room. Now this is a little bit understandable, as this is a newly added on section and many people come in with their kids to check it out before they send their kids off to the children's area. Sadly, there was no mum or dad to be found in the room, and this area is 18 years and older unless supervised. Shrugging it off as I am almost done being in there, I went back to my deadlifts. The next couple of sets went okay, and I was on my last set with around 4 plates at around 405 pounds or 183 kilos on the bar. As I was in mid-rep, one of the kids comes up and pushes me from behind, causing me to fall forward, round my back and break my proper form. During my fall, I noticed the kid laughing on the ground behind me, so I did my best to hold onto the weight so it would not fall on the kid and cause him some serious harm. The 4 other people inside the area stopped their sets to go check on me to make sure I was okay. The kid, seeing a bunch of people gathering around, realized he fricked up and started crying for his dad. As I was getting help to my feet and guided to a bench, in walks this middle-aged man in dirty work clothes looking annoyed. He stomps right up to me and proceeds to go ape poop on me. According to him, I pushed his kid down and was trying to hurt him. So here I am, laying on my stomach in pain, yelling at a middle-aged man for his lack of parenting. Something, don't call me a bad parent, something, calling cops for child abuse, something, kick your butt. This was happening as I was laying on my stomach in pain, trying to relax my back muscles. It wasn't until the 4 others started defending me that he figured out his kid possibly caused me major spine injury. And then this dad, if you could call him that, in his infinite wisdom decided to grab his kids and leave the gym after he called the cops. So the cops come to the gym and ask everyone around some questions after being told that the one who called them left. By the time they got to me, I was able to stand up and move around a bit. They asked me if I wanted to do anything about what happened. I said no, as I was just wanting to leave and head home to nurse my back, as it was only a grade 1 muscle strain and nothing serious. They were still going to drive over to his house to let them know the situation and whatever else they need to, as he was the one who called them. Note the gym had his address for billing purposes on record. So here I am with a heating pad on my back and out of the gym for 1 week to recover. I'm glad that it's not a major injury, but I'm still pretty peed off. Parents of Reddit who are reading this, please do not do what this guy did. Not everyone is going to be as nice as I was and choose to not follow up with anything. Oh, I love that so much. Calling the police and leaving before they show up? Yeah, that doesn't seem weird or guilty at all. Anyway, OP, I hope you are okay, because injuries to the back are horrendous. As for the kid, I really hope the police visit and enforce the potential severity of his actions. The dad clearly knew how dangerous the free weights area can be, which is why he came flying through. To be fair, it could have been easy for you to lose control of the weight and it land on the kid, as you say in your story. So yeah, the kid needs to learn of the severity of the free weights area. I mean, as the kid pushed you, you could easily have lost control of the entire bar and it could have landed on the kid, you never know. So yeah, that kid needs to learn pretty quickly not to mess around in gyms. Moving on to our next story. Entitled parent and her entitled dad want special meals on flight. So this happened in October 2019 when we flew from Calcutta to Phuket via a stopover in Singapore. Given that my own mother does not eat pork and beef, Indians here, I had to book special diabetic seafood meals for my mother on both sectors. Singapore Airlines was kind enough to accommodate for us and also allocated us our seats. This was done 2 months in advance because I didn't want to be a nuisance for the hard-working crew. Now we board the plane and we have 3 seats on the left side. The A350 was in 3-3-3 configuration. And in the aisle sat a 70-year-old entitled mum and a 40-year-old entitled daughter. Takeoff is smooth and I start chilling with my whiskey in hand while my mother and sister go to sleep. We are awoken 15 minutes later because my mother's meal had arrived. The entitled mum notices this and starts to point towards us, and then ding! Her entitled daughter has called the attendant and demanded to know why my mother got her meal first. Now Anita, a poor stewardess, is the one to respond and tells her about our pre-booking meals for my diabetic mother. And the entitled mum suddenly starts demanding her meal. Her demand more amplified through her entitled daughter. This escalates until the head stewardess stewardess comes from the business section and tells her that she won't get anything until the cart reaches our section. Not more than 5 minutes pass by and ding! The entitled daughter suddenly starts angrily demanding food because apparently her suddenly diabetic mum is feeling faint-y from the lack of food. The entitled daughter now starts attracting the attention of those around her, and the head stewardess finally caves in and asks them to both be allocated diabetic meals. 15 minutes later, we get our meals and drinks, where my sister asks for a wine and I ask for a Singapore sling. Then, ding! Anita turns around and the entitled mum and her entitled daughter demand to know why they weren't served any drinks. Anita says, "Sorry mom, let me just tell you what is available." She tells them that they have black coffee and green tea, but the entitled daughter is not satisfied and demands to know why she isn't offered anything else, when the cart is stocked with alcohol and juice and soft drinks. And then came the words that almost made me spit out my drink in laughter. Anita smiles at her and goes, "Mom, we are extremely sorry, but diabetic allocated passengers are only allowed black coffee and tea. Our menu is strictly curated by health professionals and chefs. And this is the recommendation, as you can see from this lady over there," and she points to my mum, who gleefully sipped away her green tea while watching Jumanji. The entitled daughter and her entitled mum are visibly seething in anger from the defeat, and while exiting the plane, looked at the head stewardess and say, "We will complain on your website, very poor service," while she smiles back and goes, "I'm sorry to hear that, I hope you had a nice flight." My sister and I had to hold back behind them a bit because that reply had us wheezing. Oh my goodness, lying for special treatment backfiring? What's not to love? What a great story. Oh, you can just bet that the flight attendants loved every second of that. Just the karma is so sweet in that story. I feel there's a little bit of r/malicious compliance in this post and I love it for that. Now for our final story. He's just peeing on your car? What? This reminded me why I don't like going out in public very often anymore. So my wife is pregnant and has been at the house more than often lately. I've been trying to be a good husband and get her out because I know that she likes things like that. We have 2 dogs, so I decided, hey, why not go to the dog park? Yeah, mistake. So we went and it was a great time, but there was this little 5-year-old, could be older, kid was socially there but little, and he kept trying to pet my dog. My dog doesn't like new people, so he was his typical "I'm going to hide and hopefully you go away" self. The kid finally got bored of trying to get him to come to him and went to play elsewhere. My wife and I watched the dogs play, it was cute. Maybe about 15 minutes later, we leave the dog park and we are heading back to the car and I hear the white one, the one with 4 doors, which is my car. The parking lot was empty, so I jogged a bit ahead to see what was happening. The mum was instructing her kid on which car to pee on. There this kid was, standing in front of the end with the hood and letting his golden shower go. When I ran up to the mum, who was holding back hella laughter. "Is there an issue I can help you with?" She got really shocked that I was there and she shook her head vigorously, trying to keep my attention away from the child that I've very clearly already seen peeing on my car, and shook her head. "No, my son just had to pee, so we are peeing really quick." "On my car?" The woman rolled her eyes and I kid you not, stomped her foot. "You really hurt his feelings by not letting him play with your dog, so I helped him get you back." I tried explaining to her that my dog was abused and so he has a lot of anxiety, but she wouldn't hear that. She told me that if we had trained him better, he'd have been a good dog instead of a little poop, and let her son play with him. At this point, my wife, who's pregnant by the way, gets here and sees the kid pulling up his pants and me and the lady arguing. The entitled kid runs over and basically asks her if she saw him do it, and he looked at me and stuck his tongue out, but then reached down to try and touch my dog, who actively avoided his smug butt. I'm looking at them in awe, with half the mind to call the police, but I just rolled my eyes and bent down to pick my dog up and walk him to the car to go home. This lady followed me. "After all that, you're still not going to let him touch your dog? Your child is going to be a piece of work." My wife, who bless her was a little hormonal this day, looked at the woman and cocked her head to the side, and I will never forget how quickly she snapped. She's normally very evenly tempered. Actually, our child will understand boundaries and know that the world doesn't revolve around them. If someone tells them no, we won't have them do something petty like pee on their car. I hope you have a fantastic day. She opened up the car, and before she closed the door, she popped her head out again. Also, you're welcome from saving your kid from potentially getting bitten. Maybe next time we should just let it all happen. She waited for a response that never came. Cool. We got into the car and I was hella attracted to my new sassy wife and went home. In my opinion, you should have just thrown a huge curveball and just peed on the kid yourself. Surely that would have been the ultimate Uno reverse card right there. Anyway, OP, congratulations so much on your baby. I hope it doesn't grow up to be like this entitled kid. He seems terrible. So guys, that is going to be the end of this one. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on the video, comment your opinions on these 3 stories down below, and subscribe for daily Reddit content on my channel. If you want more immediately, check out the video on screen right now. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new upload.